My question to you is related to my background. My family escaped Cuba and all the horrors that pertain to communism. I was raised with a sense of gratitude for the gift that is capitalism and the freedoms inscribed in the US Constitution. Several times throughout my time here, I've been met with a lot of fellow students in strong favor of socialism, often attributing the failure of Cuba to the US embargo. In the face of this increasing sympathy for socialism, how can we as conservatives converse with those who have never experienced socialism, but think of it as the resolution to all the ailments in society?
I mean, asking people how they can get in the heads of people where they've never lived there is very, very difficult. What I've said to people all the time is that if you want to know what things were like before capitalism, you have to get in a time machine. And fortunately, we have them. They're called planes. And all you have to do is take them to many of the third world countries on Earth today and see if you like it. Because those are places that are prior to Western modes of development, particularly in economics. You know, it is very difficult to educate somebody on a thing that they haven't personally seen or experienced. And also, when people think of socialism, it's a semantically overloaded term at this point because people don't actually know what they're talking about. Half of the people who are saying socialism mean Norway. Right? They mean a homogenous society of like 6 million people with a gigantic oil fund that pays all of their bills and also happens to be extremely capitalist in the way that it actually approaches business. Right, which is not socialism. Right, socialism is, of course, nationalized means of the ownership of the means of production. That is what it is. It is getting rid of the profit margin and treating profit as though it is somehow an aspect of the evil. And if you got rid of profit, then everything would get better, which, of course, is not true. It is abolition of private property. It is all those things. That's what socialism is. And honestly, the best way to explain this to people is to say, how would you feel if today I just came and I took all your stuff? All of it. And then I ran every aspect of your life in terms of what job you can work and how we allocate that job to you and what we pay you for that job. You don't have a choice in this. It's not as though you get to bargain. There's no collective bargain. And then people start saying, well, I don't like that. I like this other version of socialism. And